Okay, today is Sunday, January 23rd, and spent the last hour or so just cleaning things up. It was pretty nasty in here from just leaving crap laying all over the place. But anyway, so you can see the get a better angle here. You can see the brace is finally welded and bolted in, and that was a chore, especially for someone who's never welded before, but I think it turned out pretty well. No major issues, just a lot of time. I probably spent the better part of 2 weeks just practicing on scrap to make sure I knew what I was doing before I welded the real thing, but it turned out really well. The only mistake I made, and I'll move the phone around, the only mistake I made was I mistakenly drilled the plate, that corner plate that's welded to the tube. I put the hole on the underside of that tube, so there's a nut plate under there that that has nothing screwed into it, because obviously once that's welded on, there's no way to get the bolt on. But actually, I think it probably works better that way anyway. It holds the plate on a little more firmly to the square part. You can see like the top portion is angled, and you know that it fits flush. And it's not a big deal, but on this side you can see it's not quite so flush. If I wanted to get really anal about it, I can take that apart and put another bolt here, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. And you can see it probably looks, I think it looks worse on the camera than it actually is, but you can see the char marks from where I was tacking everything in place, because basically what I did was, of course I can just do that on the table, the plate with the rod on it, or the tube on it. And the same for the corner plates. I was able to, just weld those together just fine. And then, but once these were all clamped, once it was time to put the pipes together, of course I had to, everything had to be in place, and I had to cut everything to size and round the ends to mate to that, and angle these for the plates and get them just the right length. So of course that's a bit of a chore, but I mean, the best jig to use is just the airplane itself. So the cabin frame was the jig for this, and I tacked them in place, and a Scotch-Brite pad to kind of sand away some of the char from the welding where I attached the two pieces there. And can't really see much char marks, and I cleaned it up pretty well on that side. On this side you can see a little bit of it, but it's not that big a deal. So anyway, so this took quite a while, not necessarily because I was spending 2 or 3 weeks building this, because the time spent on it is probably maybe a day. But learning how to do this properly, and then getting it welded, and of course I had to take it home. This isn't a heated hanger, you can you can see through the door spaces, so there's no heat in here, other than the Mr. Heater that I sometimes use. But so I had to take this home and prime it at home, where it was warm enough for the epoxy primer to cure, and then brought it home. So that, or brought it back here, so that took a couple days, because you gotta wait for the paint to dry and everything. So anyway, this is on now, and the last part of the fuselage build is just cutting this to size, which I've already measured out and everything, but I haven't actually done anything, because I really needed to get the hanger cleaned up, because it was just, there was metal pieces and crap everywhere. So everything kind of needed to be cleaned up, and there was tools and crap laying everywhere. So anyway, that will go in here. and some of these shims need to come out, so it's not as easy as just cutting a square piece of metal out and slapping it on there. This will have to come out, this piece. The shims underneath there will need to come out. There's a shim under there and one under there that need to come out. So that'll have to be sort of kind of taken apart. And then the big piece of steel will, or not steel, big piece of aluminum will need to be cut to size and then slid in there, and then it all rivets along the edge here. And there's a few places where you don't rivet because stuff needs to go in there. But yeah, should hopefully I will be able to get to this next weekend and then get started on the landing gear. I expect this to take all weekend because I got to take a lot of crap apart and rivet it in and then put it back together again. Sort of like what was the procedure for these, which I should probably mention when, of course, I had to take all this apart, this section here, to get this off for the fuel lines, but you also need to take all of this off and this off to put the nut plates in for these, unless you had already done it, which I hadn't. So if you're kind of in the same boat, I would definitely recommend getting all those nut plates in so you don't have to keep taking this apart, because I probably took this apart like 4 times before it's finally finished. But now I don't ever have to touch it again, so I'm happy about that. And I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm just yanking the hell out of this thing and it's just rock solid. So I'm happy with that brace, how that turned out, and it fits just so nice. I didn't expect it to work that well. I guess I should trust my ability a little bit more. So yeah, that's where it's gonna sit for tonight. Next weekend the floor goes in, and then it's off to the races with the landing gear. I still haven't gotten the Matco wheels and brakes. That stuff is back ordered, but it's going to take a while to put everything in anyway. So hopefully the back order doesn't take that long to get the remaining pieces, and I can get it up on its legs. And then of course the next job is putting something on the front there, which I'm really looking forward to, but that's a ways away. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching.